Hey everybody, give me a thumbs up, a wave, or something to let me know that you can see me and hear me. Make sure you hit that like button too. Hi Cheryl. Taking a cough drop so my throat will stop scratching. Hi Pam. Honestly think I got a chicken down there and he's just walking around. Hi Steven. Hi Robin. How is everybody? Hi Tom. Hi Marion. Yeah, I'm glad to be back. It was a rough 21 days, let me tell you. I'll tell everybody about what happened because you're going to die laughing. If it weren't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck. That's the philosophy around here. Hi, Jeremy. Hi, Katia. Nice to see you too. Hi, LK. Yeah, it was COVID, but that's not what started the problems. That came in on the midsection there. I've had COVID. This makes the third time. Yeah, I know. That's what it feels like. Mine never got to the RSV stage. I started immediately when I found out it was COVID. I started with the vitamin regimen. I have not been vaccinated. I cannot get vaccinated. And if I could, I still wouldn't because of all the side effects from the vaccine. I don't need or want those headaches. It would stop me from doing the things that I love. Which one is teaching you all. Pam can tell you I was just like livid that I could not teach class. But if you all had seen me, you'd have seen why I couldn't teach class. I was using Puffs Kleenex with lotion and still looked like Rudolph. Did that give you any idea? It was awful. I don't ever want to be that sick again. Dennis is still recovering too. Hi, Joanne. Yeah, the vaccine they found out doesn't work. Sorry to say, but it does not work. It's like the flu vaccine. My mom's nurse years ago, this happened years ago, told her she went in for the flu shot and they didn't have enough vaccines to give everybody flu shot. And she said, you come back and we'll give you the flu shot when we get some more vaccines. Mom said, okay. So she goes back in to get the vaccine. And the nurse was a friend of hers. And she says, you don't want this vaccine. And she said, well, why not? The doctor says I need it. And she says, because the medicine's not in the vaccine. All you're getting is saline. But they won't tell the patients that. But I'm going to tell you that because you don't want to waste your time. So, yeah, that's one drawback. You don't know if the medicine's in there or not. But they found out that the vaccines are causing so many side effects that are deadly. They should have never been released. They should have been tested further, which is a shame. You know, I hate to hear that because so many lives were lost because of COVID that shouldn't have been. But I don't hold no ill will against anybody that wants to be vaccinated. I don't hold any ill will against anybody that doesn't want. Everybody has a choice. Yeah, I know, Pam. I know. Honestly thought I was sick for a year. Days just drug on, but we did a lot of sleeping, so we never knew what day or time it was. Okay, I've had about all that cough drop I can handle. Ugh. Hi, Harola. We got about 8 more minutes before everybody gets in. Y'all see stuff behind me back that way? We're packing. We're moving Saturday. We're going back to Florida on Saturday. We will be in Florida most of the summer this year. We was going to go to Raleigh, but they overbooked. So unless somebody cancels, we're not going to be able to go. And we're just going to stay in Florida, have the work done on the rig, do what we got to do, and get it all behind us. Yeah, I'm glad to be feeling better. Yep, grab another cup of coffee. Grab you a snack, cup of coffee, glass of tea, cup of tea, whatever. Now we got some things coming up. Easter's coming up. International Tat Days is coming up. Now when we do International Tat Days, you have to have a cup of tea, but you can have coffee, I won't tell. And you gotta have chocolate, and you gotta have tatting. Okay, that's a give-in. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Fred. Hi, Christy. Boy, so many faces. So many faces. Okay, I got about 6 minutes, so I'm going to do the housekeeping. To those that are not members of the class, who are not enrolled in the classes, that are just visiting us on the YouTube channel, I would appreciate it very much if you would hit that like button. It helps our algorithm and it builds our channel. We do this as a nonprofit. Okay, we make no money off of it, but I supply all the cameras, the website, everything that everyone needs to teach classes. And everything is done by Pam and myself. She is my right-hand girl and my left-hand girl, and she was me for 21 days. So if you could hit that like, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. You will help build the channel. I would love to see 1,500 before March is out. Okay, so I'd really like to see 1,500 subscribers by the end of March. I do know there is a lot of visitors. I get the stats on the channel, and we're running about 5,000 to 6,000 views per week. So for all you people that are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you will be notified when we go live or new content is uploaded. And furthermore, we have been monetized and we can accept super chats, super thanks, super stickers. If you give a super chat, super sticker, or super thanks, your name will go into a kitty and we will have a drawing at the end of 3 months. And you will get a nice surprise. Trust me, something you'll want. So with all the housekeeping said and done, let's get into today. How is everyone doing? I hope everyone's healthy. I hope everyone can stay healthy. I hope no one gets what I just went through. Thank you, Allie. I do appreciate it. Thank you, Arlene. Yes, I am feeling better. But I will tell you, I have not been inside of a doctor's office in 3 years. When I went to have blood work, my doctor would send the vampire out to the parking lot. Okay, because I cannot be vaccinated against anything. And he didn't want me to get sick. So he had the nurse to come out and bring the tools and everything, draw blood. I would bring urine samples into the when I came, and everything was okay. Well, this new doctor had me to come into the office. They had a machine blowing in the office that I believed was an ozone cleaner, and somebody didn't change the filters. By the time we left, I had COVID, but when we got there, I had blood pressure problems that they were threatening to send me to the hospital because I was stroke level. And I said, wait a minute, this I deal with all the time. I got extra medicine. Let me take it, and I'll show you it'll come down real fast. And it did. Dropped almost 50 points. So that was like in 20 minutes. So yeah, that put a hamper on things. I had to get that regulated. Well, while I was getting my blood pressure regulated again, the COVID hit, and I have been to the ocean, but I never smelled an ocean like what I smelled when I had the COVID. I'll be honest with you. I never tasted dirty ocean water. Don't ever want to taste it again. I'm just saying, it was nasty. The COVID variant we had was called the Kraken. We now know why it was called the Kraken. For 3 days, my taste and smell changed like I was living inside of an ocean. And it was not a nice ocean. So it drained my system down to the point that it hurt to even stand up. So yeah, it knocked me back. It's a rough one. I went through the first COVID. It wasn't that bad. So, if you get it, take lots of vitamins. Get a lot of zinc in you. Get vitamin C. Get vitamin D. Sit out in the sun. Those are vitamins that will help you fight the COVID. Okay? So with that said, let's see who else come in that I missed. Mary Jane. Awesome. Teresa, Bev, Nanetta. Oh my gosh. You can't stay. Oh, well, I wish you could. Maybe you can come next time. Hugs. You have a happy day, okay? And we have John. What is your name again? Brenda. Yeah, Brenda. And she's from Canada. And Diane Reeves. Hi. So we've got a full house today. Today I want to teach you all double and triple picots. And then we have a special request about a twisted picot. How can you get a twisted picot to hold its shape? Hi, Corinne. Well, if you're going to join it to something, it will hold its shape, okay? But if you want to use it as a decorative element, you have to do something to the picot to make it hold its shape. And with any cotton thread, if you're going to do it with cotton thread, all you got to do is moisten it a little bit and twist it, okay? And it will hold its shape. But you got to really put a twist to it, like you're wringing a wash rag, but you're using your fingers to twist the picot, okay? And that will give it the shape, and once it dries, it's stuck, it's all good. So that's an easy way. I've got a sample sitting here on the desk that we're going to go down and take a look at. But does anybody have any questions? I know I felt like I deserted you guys. I really did. I am so sorry. I did not intend on this to happen. But does anybody have any questions about anything? I know most of you are working on the doily pattern. This evening's class, we're going to get into that. The round robin. Hi, Janella. Hi, Jeannie. Let's see. Corinne, I seen. Okay. Anybody else come in that I missed? I like to say hi to everybody. Make them feel welcome. Y'all part of the family. So do we have any questions from anybody that I can answer before we get into today's lesson? I know that I left you in the lurch. Hi, Bonnie. You and me too, Bonnie. I got news for you. I never want to be sick again. And I never used to catch colds or flus or anything. I mean, I could go and doctor anybody and didn't catch it. but my immune system has been down for a while. Thank you, Teresa. Yes, she's got that right. You should also twist the picot tighter in its normal twist direction. Hi, Karen. Wow, I'm just amazed. Everybody hit that like button. Hi, Nikki. Help our algorithm climb. All right. Now, I have some good news. We are going to get the email started. Okay, that's what we were going to work on, getting the email and the website and a lot of things working in the right direction. And then we got sick. And I'll be honest with you, I couldn't get my head up off the pillow. I was sick as a dog. But Dennis is going to work on it after we move the rig to Florida. We're moving on Saturday. So, folks, don't text on Saturday because it takes two to move this 42-foot rig. Okay? And she weighs 20,000 pounds. And we're moving it for the first time in 2 months. So we don't know. This was a test to see how she's going to react. So we don't know what's going to happen. So if you need me, write the email to the class. I will get back to you on Saturday evening once we're parked. Okay? Okay, Allie, I'm actually a needle tatter now and was wondering when you might start a needle class. I used to shuttle, but after a motorcycle accident, I struggled terribly with it. Allie, I can understand that. Pam, do you think maybe you could help her? Pam is our needle teacher, Allie, and she's busy getting her room redone. Hi, Carol. And getting her cameras and stuff set up. Yeah, I look a lot better than what I did. By the way, folks, I've lost about 10 pounds from this. Yeah, I don't eat when I'm sick. And when it tastes like dirty water, you really don't want to eat it. I'm just saying. Last time, I quit smoking. This time, I lost weight. So, it's all good. If you're going to get COVID and there's a positive to it, great. So, yeah. But Pam is our needle teacher, and Allie, I'll get her to get with you. I know she's doing one-on-ones, and she might could set up something with you and get you going in the right path. But you're always welcome to come into the class. And then you might learn a little trick or two, and you can ask Pam on how to do that using a needle. My needle proficiency only goes to beginner level. I'm not a needle tatter. I've never said I was a needle tatter. I just learned the basics because every tatter needs to know both sides of that coin. Because there are techniques that you can do on a needle that are really difficult on shuttle and vice versa. You know, and there are some techniques you use both tools. Interesting, isn't it? And Pam knows all those little tricks. Hi, Kaylin. Hi, Pasha. Hi, Deborah. Thank you so much, Pasha. Thank you, Pam. Thank you. Do you see that, Allie? She said just email the class after class and she will get together with you. Isn't that awesome? The miracles that can happen in here, I tell you, just blow my mind. All right, folks, let's go into the down shot. Let me show you what I got on the desk. It's not going to take long to show you these things, but you might have a lot of questions, okay? So after we go through this, fire away, all right? So let me go into the down shot. All right. Hi, Esther. Yeah, that's exactly right, Marion. The class gives you alternatives, and you can incorporate as you learn needle tatting, because there's no set way to needle tat, honestly. And as you get into needle tatting, you'll find that a lot of the techniques, you just have to bump and grind it, you know, run into the accidental way of doing it, seriously, because there's nothing set in stone. Just like with shuttle tatting, the only thing that is set in stone is our double stitch. So every day new techniques come out. Well, Allie, she will take care of it, all right? So let's get into this. Now, let me show y'all something here. Let me get this. I'm going to zoom in. Don't mean to make you guys dizzy. If I do, I apologize. My mic is wanting to fall off the camera. Oh, Lord. Everything's a little loose this morning, including me. Are you going in for the kill here or not? What are you doing? Let's see what I got here. There we go. I want y'all to see this up close. All right. First of all, ignore this picot here. That's that twisted picot. This here is our double and triple picots. Now I'm going to show you how to do it. They're really simple. Okay. Hardest part is aligning them and getting them even. That is the hardest part about double and triple picots. However, double and triple picots add exciting elements to your tatting. You can replace a picot with one of these and just add more texture to your tatting. Okay? More emphasis. People will use this to imitate a starburst or a sun. They'll use it to imitate leaves on a flower, layered leaves. So see, it has good choices to go with it. And it's very easy to do. And it looks so complicated, but it's really not. It's not complicated at all. Now let me get the camera set back up because I don't like to be too zoomed in because of what we've got to do. Now, hi Susan. Here is our twisted picot. And it looks like a little stick. Let me get it up here towards the camera. Okay? Looks like a little stick sticking there. This would be great to add to your tatting, okay? Just as a little pointy piece. A star. You're tatting a star. And you want a really sharp point at the end of your star. That will do it, okay? And the way you do it, I'm going to show you here real quick on this twisted picot before we get into these. All right? So we're going to tat us a picot in right here. All right? And we want a pretty good sized picot. All right? So let's put one in. Let's make it a little bit bigger because you want it to twist. Okay? And we're going to close that picot the other side. And then it comes up there. You see it? Everybody see that picot? Now what you do is you take your hook, a crochet hook, stick it in there, and you just twist away. Okay? Till it's good and tight. Let it go. Now, as you see, it's going to spring back. All right? And I twist it in the direction of the twist of the thread. Best way to do it is moisten that. Now, when I'm going to moisten them, I'll keep a wet towel on the desk beside me. Okay? Wet my fingers and squishy, squishy, squishy. But I'm going to use my mouth because I forgot the towel. So, put a little wetness on there. Let that picot and just twist with your fingers. You see how it did? It twisted and it's holding its shape. And you can use that as a design element in your tatting. See how easy it is? And if you want more twist, add a little bit more water to it. When you block it and you pin it out, you want to pin your picot twisted. Okay? So if we were going to block this, say I had my blocking board out and I was blocking it and I wanted it to twist really, really bad. Okay? We want a tight twist in there. Twist it and stick your pin in and hold it in place. And once it dries, it will hold that shape. Okay? Yes, we will do a class on blocking. Blocking our tatting. Okay? There are several ways you can block your tatting. And there is some tatting threads you do not block. Okay? Because they are not cotton. And there are certain tatting threads. Nylons are really, really bad about it. You can't manipulate them too much. They don't like it, and you can't hit it with steam because it'll melt it. Okay, so I'm going to put in 5 double stitches before we get into our double and triple picot. Now, I did a video for Georgia, gosh, 150 years ago, that showed and demonstrated how to do the double and triple picots. Now, I like these as an added element to a pattern that you want frill. Okay. If you want a pattern that's really, really lacy and intricate, go with the double and triple picots. Get as many picots in there as you can to give that lacy effect. All right. Now, to do that, what you want to do, and I'm going to preach this, okay? I always preach picot gauges. Here is where you desperately want to use your picot gauges because you need this picot to be uniform. Because if they're not uniform and you can't align them, it's going to show. You don't want that to show. You want it to be billowy. You want it to be soft. You want it to be lacy. Okay? And if you don't use your picot gauge, you're not going to get the effect that you want. You're not going to be satisfied. Okay? So this is one technique. Use your picot gauge. You can use picot gauges like these. They're better and easier to use when you're doing double and triple picots. You can make these out of cardboards. You can make them out of those bobbins, the floss bobbins. Okay, you can make them out of anything that is hard plastic, old credit cards, old debit cards. Okay, so you can do that. And you have a picot gauge, and it will give you the uniformity that you need. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we're going to wrap our hand with our thread. By the way, this thread that I'm using is Sibylla. It is not Elizabeth. It has a softer texture, and the reason I'm using it for this demonstration, it gives me the ability to adjust easier. Elizabeth thread is hard to adjust your double and triple picots because it does have such tight twists to some colors. Okay, and it can get fidgety, so this one will prevent the fidgeties. Okay, you'll see what I mean. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use the largest picot gauge that Clover put in this little kit, and it's a 13. All right, so we're going to put it there. And we are going to put in our double stitch. Okay. Now, pull your picot gauge out. Slide that picot over. Okay. Now, put in another double stitch. Okay. Now, what's the next thing we're going to do? We're going to join this picot over here. But watch what I do, because when I do this, I am going to create both the small picot as well as the double picot. Okay? You run your crochet hook through and grab your thread. Pull it up. Hook that thread on your finger. Okay, take your shuttle, run it through. That point, you're going to pull it down as if you are joining, but you don't pull it tight down here. That's when you lay this down. You take the weight off this thread because this is where you got to manipulate things. Now, you want to lock this down. Can you all see this? Let me get up here. You see this? This is your small picot right here forming. This is your larger picot forming. Once we get this drawn down, you will see that picot pop in. and you have to fiddle with it. This is why I did not use the Elizabeth thread. You want to pull it down, stretch things out, make it all nice and uniform. Keep it in that pinch. You're not going to really be able to see what you're doing in here unless you open up the pinch. Till you know what you're doing, don't open up the pinch, okay? Because you're going to lose everything and the way it's set. So, but I'm showing you what it's going to look like. Now put that in the pinch and hold it. Now, let's put in our other half. Bring it down and put in a full double stitch. Okay? Now, this is our double picot right here. There's picot part 1 right up here. And as long as you've got your hand in the pinch and got your parts in there, it's adjustable. Now you want to pull up picot 2, your lower one. Okay, and you want to balance them out. At this point, you can adjust them. All right? Then you would continue on with your tatting as if you hadn't done anything, because both your double picots are in there. Now, isn't that easy? Hi, Tasia. I just demonstrated it for the first time, hon. So, has everybody got that? Do I need to do that again? I'll put in some more double stitches in case you need me to do it again. So give me a shout out if you need me to demonstrate it again. I don't mind. I want y'all to learn. I want you to learn the right way to do things. Because there's nothing more frustrating than to learn something the wrong way and then try to fix it. You just can't teach an old dog new tricks at that point. So that validates that saying right off the bat. But you adjust as you go, okay? And it will tend to fall forward, okay? And you just play with it. Adjust, adjust, adjust. That's the name of the game. You didn't understand it. What didn't you understand, Esther, so I can make sure I get it in more detail for you? I want you to understand it. All right, everybody's saying one more time. All right, we're going to do it one more time. If we have to do it 2 more times, we do it 2 more times. How's that sound? All right, we get our picot gauge. We put our picot gauge in place. And we put a double stitch in. Lock it right up to that picot gauge. Okay? What is the thread? The thread is Sibylla. It's DMC Sibylla. They don't make the colored threads anymore. They do make it in solid white or ecru. And it's a softer tatting thread. Well, it's actually a crochet type cotton thread. But it works great for tatting. Your stitches do come out even. It's just a softer thread. It's not a 6-ply like the Elizabeth. It is a 3-ply. Okay, I can show you the label on it so that you'll know, and then we'll get on with this here. All right, this is the label. The color number is 437. It is DMC Sibylla size 20. Number 20 means the size. Okay, and the color number is 437. It's really a good thread. I hate that they quit making the colors because I used to get the colors. The name of this one is called Camel, but it's such a pretty color. I think it's very, very neutral. Okay, so Pam, you're going to teach her how to do it with the needle? Okay, now we've got our picot in here. We've got 1 double stitch. Guess what? We've got to put that other double stitch in. You have to put in 2 double stitches after the picot. Now, on the description under the video, I have a link there for the printout form instructions for this. If you need it, you can print it out, okay? It is on the website. All right? Now, we've got our 2 double stitches. Now, we're going through that picot. Watch what I'm doing here. Going through the picot, grabbing the thread and pulling it up. At that point, I pull this middle finger out of the loom so that I can hook that thread on it. You don't want this thread to twist. That is the purpose of strapping it to our finger, to keep it from twisting around and causing a headache, okay? So, then we run our shuttle through. We just tighten it down to the tip of that picot, okay? This is the original picot. This is where we pulled the thread through to join, and we ran the shuttle through it. And we're only going to pull it down to the tip top of that picot. All right? Now, we lay this shuttle down. We're going to get our little hook. Remember, this is the outer picot. This is the tiny picot on the inside. Let me get that up for you guys. There's the inside picot, and there's the outside picot. This is just a double picot. Okay? Then, put all that in your pinch and pull that thread, this part, tight. Tighten it down. Now we're going to put the other half of the double stitch in, the second half. Flip our thread and pull it over. Now we're going to put in another double stitch. You want to do that while you're in the pinch, okay? Am I off camera? If I am, I'm sorry. I'll go through it again if need be. Now, you want to adjust these picots. You want to keep it in the pinch as you're adjusting. Okay? You pull that outer picot out, and it's going to shrink your inner picot. And you just keep adjusting until the gap between them is even. Okay? Did y'all get it that time? Was I slow enough? Did I get out of frame shot? I don't have a way to see it on this setup here. I'm only half unpacked. Most of my gear is already packed. So I'll wait. Give me a thumbs up if y'all understand it. I don't want to move on and confuse you by doing a triple picot till we've got the double down pat. All right? It is really easy. You just got to be mindful of what you're doing and how you're doing it. I'll give it a couple of more minutes. All right. Thank you, Carol. Sigrid, everything in tatting is really easy if you're mindful of your, steps that you take to do things. You have to excuse my dog. Oh my goodness. What did she do? Follow you out the door?
I grabbed her so that she wouldn't bark up crazy again.
That's my little Mia. They brought the mail to us, so she's letting everybody know she's available for petting. So, all right. Understand, wished I could do it as well as you do. Carol, you will. Everything in tatting takes practice, okay? And patience, okay? And you can do it. You can do this. It's very, very easy. I break things down to the simplest form because that's how I learn. And to me, it's the easiest way for people to learn. If you just break it down into the steps and into the easiest form, you can pick it up pretty fast because not everybody learns on the same level. That is a fact. Okay, so being we've got the double, let's put some more double stitches in here. Okay, and then we're going to do a triple. Are you all ready to do a triple? Well, let's get with this. Now, a triple picot, we need a bigger picot. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. We have to pull out the big guns here for the triple picot. That's where your tatting gauge from Handy Hands comes in so handy, because we have to go for this big 1-inch picot. Now, if you happen to be one of the lucky people that own a 1-inch picot gauge that's just a flat piece like this, great, you're gonna love it, because this can be tedious to deal with. But for just one picot, we can do it. The way I do this, all right, is bring this in all the way up to the 1-inch mark here. And I make it, because I'm right-handed, I make it to where the ladder steps here, that's what I call them, are to the right. Because that way I can take this out without distorting things. Okay? Now, you see how much thread here we've got? Now, that is a pill to deal with. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because you've got to work it to where it all fits in your hand, and you can keep everything like it should be. It ain't easy, folks. It ain't easy. You just about have to be a contortionist. Hi, Meat. You're just fine. You're just fine. You can watch the replay right after class, okay? All right, Barb. Hi, Susan. Okay. Now, we're going to put our double stitch right here where the 1-inch mark is. You'll see it on your own picot gauge when you get one from Handy Hands. All right. And you pull it down to your 1-inch mark. If you miss it, lift it up and pull it down. Pull it tight. Okay. And put that first double stitch in. You need to anchor that picot. Then do this. Get rid of it. Get rid of that big picot gauge because it's a pill to deal. All right, you see how big that picot is? Now we want that double stitch to come over here and meet its friends. All right, they're all over here together. They're huddled up. Now we have to put in a second double stitch. Okay. Now, if we were doing just a double picot, this is where we'd go in here, grab our thread, and go on with our double. But this is a triple picot. Anybody got any ideas what we have to do next? I'll wait. It's real easy. Just think about it. Okay? And by the way, there are videos out there where these have even been expanded to quadruple picots. Okay? No, I'm not going to show you how to do that. That is entirely too much picot gauge for my hands. I will be honest. You get, the more you stack these picots, the bigger that picot gauge has got to be. But there are videos out there that show you how to do that. I am not going to do it. I think a triple is good enough for me. So, all right, no takers on what we need to do next. So, I'll show you. we need to put in a small picot right here. Okay, so here we go. We're putting in our little tiny picot. Right, Stephen, right. Oh, y'all got it. Y'all got it. Right, Katia. Awesome. So we got our little picot in here. Can y'all see that? We got 2 picots now. We got Jumbo here, and we got its little friend. It's a little baby over here. And we're going to make 2 picots out of this Jumbo picot. All right. So once we put in that second picot, we're going to put in our second double stitch to lock it in. Guess what happens to this little puppy? We lay it down. Now, we go and grab our thread, pull it through. Okay, just like we did on the double picot. Go right up in there and pull that down tight at the tip of our picot. Now this is where this gets to be real fidgety, because you need it to lock down up there at the top. Okay, now we're going to pull it down, and it's all going to bunch up right here. This is where it's going to bunch up, because you've got this picot here that you're trying to set in. Put in that other half. Okay, tighten it down, pull it all over. Let's see, what happened here? Oh, it didn't come down. I got to get it to come down. All right. And it didn't. And this is where it gets fiddly. Like I said, they all do this. They get fiddly. Bring it down. There we go. We're getting it. All right, we got it. Put in that second half. All right. Now, before I go any further, I want to show you these picots here. All right. And you will see the 3 picots. You could say the 3 amigos. Doesn't matter. But there's 3 picots there. See them? 1, 2, and 3. They're not even. Okay. Normally, if you're going to do 3 picots, you would measure this out. All this would be measured. Okay. Now, after you get it all set, like you like it, put in your locking double stitch. And that locks everything in place. Okay? Makes it all stay nice and neat. Now, again, this is what I was talking about earlier. See how it's coming forward? It's the nature of the beast. Okay? It's going to happen. Expect it. Let it happen. That's natural. Don't fight it. When you block your tatting, and you see how it's curling, the more we put in, the more it curls. It's because we're working on a chain. You can use this on rings too. What's wrong? Something's wrong with one of the girls. She may have gotten sick. Here we go. You see it? We've got it. And it's coming forward. It's pulling forward. Come here, baby girl. Where's she at? Come here, darling. What's wrong? You was barking too much, wasn't you? Come on. You come up here and say hi to everybody. All right. Let me pull it back up. All right. Here is the barker. See her? She's rotten. She's my baby. But she barks too much, and she has a collapsed trachea. And then she gets choked. So that's what she's doing. She's having issues. So, but she'll get better. But the double and triple picot can serve you well, because what it does, it allows you to join at any of those picots. Okay, so you could join in the center picot on a triple picot. and bring a chain over, add more dimension and depth to your piece. You can join at the second picot and do the same thing. You can bring rings off those picots. You know, the world's your oyster. But just remember, it is going to pull forward. When you block, you lay it flat. Okay? Moisten your your tatting. Pin it out the way you want it to be. There you go. You'll be fine. You give mommy a kiss? Oh, goodness. We go through this every time she barks out like that. She gets just too excited. Dad, give her a piece of cheese. She'll be fine. Just go to Daddy and get you some cheese. Do you hear me, Dennis? Uh-oh, he's got his headphones on again, doesn't he? Mm-hmm. All right. So, any questions about the double or triple picots? Okay. Any way to know in advance the size you should use to make that long picot? No. You make it as long as you feel you want it to be. If you want it to be a 2-inch picot, make it a 2-inch picot. Remember, the longer it is, the more billowy it is. The more lacy it is. The more soft it is. Okay? It's only thread. It's okay, baby doll. Come on. Get up here on Mama's back. Let me burp you like a little one. Oh, yes. Her name is Mia. Asia's on the floor. She's her sister. They're not really sisters. Asia is 16 years old. They are Maltese. They are a hybrid Maltese and Shih Tzu mix. She's took after the Maltese. She weighs 8 pounds, soaking wet. Asia took after the Shih Tzu side. So she weighs, well, she's got Cushing, so she weighs a lot more than she should. Last time she was at the vet, she was 45 pounds. She had a stroke the other day, so we're watching her pretty close. Her time's coming. We're just not ready. And, but she stays with me. She's my buddy. She has been since she was 5 weeks old. I've had her since she was 5 weeks. Oh my goodness. You really need to go get some cheese. Yes, you do. She also plucks her tail. She will literally pull the hair out of her tail if I don't hold her. She's very attached. And when I teach class, she's down here on my feet or she's in my lap. One of the two. And this is what happens when she doesn't get the attention. She will pluck her tail out. I've seen her pluck her hair completely out and it just be bald halfway down. So, but she's my baby. They're both my girls. So, and your sister's acting up too. What'd y'all get into? Did y'all get into something together? I bet you did. Yeah, when one gets into stuff, they both do. They're like little kids. I tell you, what am I going to do? I love them to death. They're my girls. So you'll hear me talk about my girls. These are my girls. All right, any more questions? Any more questions? Tonight, we're going to get back into gear with the round robin. I know y'all have got some suggestions to throw at me on what the next round is going to look at. Tasia, I heard that Pam said you had sent some stuff in. I haven't had a chance to look at it, but I will. And she said you've completed round 3. And how many other people have completed round 3? It's okay, baby. It's okay. Mama's got you. So how many others have taken care of round 3 on that? Because I can't wait to see it. Pam says it's somewhere. I haven't had a chance to look. All right, Allie. You have a wonderful week. And if you can make it tonight, we'd love to have you in the class tonight. All right, with that, folks, I'm going to call it a class, and I'm going to get her some cheese to clear her throat. Whatever's stuck, it will force it down. So, with that said, I will see everyone tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific. Everyone else, make sure you check the world clock. All right? All right. I see a couple that have. I'll go look at them and see what we can come up with. You're in a rabbit hole. All right. There is no rush. There is no rush. But the person that sends in the best pattern. Now, remember, y'all's names go in a drawing and people are going to vote. The winner will get something really nice. Just saying. And remember, the final product that we come up with is what goes on all the documentation related to these classes. So, until tonight, I hope y'all have a good evening, and I will see everyone tonight. Happy tatting, and may all your threads make beautiful lace. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.